Welcome into the Week 10 recap and Week 11 preview. We had some great games in Week 10 and some even better matchups in Week 11. Let's get right into the action from Week 10. In our Week 10 Game of the Week, Jared took down Josh 188.6 to 111.32. Jared improving to 2-3 in his Game of the Week records, while Josh falls to 0-2. Our next matchup was two teams currently fighting for one of those wildcard spots, maybe two of them. But I took down Tamara 123.78 to 109.8. Big days from Baker, Kamara, Jamar, and Mike Evans. Then in what was a much closer game than many anticipated, Dan took down Travis 115.48 to 109.68. It came down to Monday Night Football. Russell Wilson putting up that 18.72 spot. Going up pretty much against Tyler Bass, who was only able to muster up 2 because Travis had a 10-point lead there going into Monday Night Football. Then Trent continuing to slide as he loses to Jordan after a very respectable score. Jordan was able to put up 161.6 to Trent's 130.28. Then in what might have been our closest projected matchup of the week, Hayden versus Brett. Hayden was able to get the win 122.42 to 105.78. And if you look at those projections, Hayden projected 125.4, Brett projected 125.3. This one was a pretty good game to follow throughout the weekend. Then in our final game, EJ took down Craig 135.7 to 81.6. As we take a look at the standings going into Week 11, we did have one change. Hayden was able to jump up over Tamara in-house Stark. The rest of the division standings are the same as they have been. And with that jump, Hayden jumping Tamara puts him into the playoff picture. He has risen from the dead. We see now the 1 and 2 seeds are now held by Jordan and Jared. Josh falls to the 3 seed. Looks like if it were to end now, he would be taking on Hayden. And then Dan at 4, me at 5. Now let's see who had to pay who $20.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Our low scorer for Week 10 is a 2-time low scorer, Craig. He only was able to put up 81.6 points. Just really a rough day all around for him.
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Did I break it?
For the high scorer of the week for Week 10, not only do we have a first-timer, we now have a season-high 188.6, and this is put up by none other than the Globo Gym Juggernauts, the leaders in House Targaryen right now. In our game of the week for Week 11, we have Josh taking on Jordan, 2 division leaders. Josh 0-2 in Game of the Week, Jordan 2-0 in Game of the Week. Josh 3-0 versus the House Stark, and Jordan 1-2 versus House Lannister. So this is going to be a fun one to watch with big playoff implications on the line. Then we have Hayden, the Undertaker, who's risen from the dead, back in the playoff picture, taking on me. I will have no Alvin Kamara. I'm 2-1 versus House Stark, while he's 2-1 versus House Targaryen. So one of us is going to finish 500 against the other's division. Then we have Trent looking to avoid being one of the first teams to clinch the losers bracket. He's 0-3 versus House Targaryen, taking on Brett, who must win or have Jared lose to stay in the divisional picture, but he is still well within that wild card chase. He is also 1-2 versus House Lannister this year. Then we have a rematch of last year's championship. Our second place team, Tamara, taking on Dan, who ended up winning it all. Tamara 2-1 versus House Targaryen, while Dan is 1-2 versus House Stark. Then we have the leader of House Targaryen, who is also 3-0 against House Lannister, Jared, taking on Craig, who's 1-2 versus House Targaryen. If Craig wins and Josh loses, Craig could take the division lead in Lannister. But Jared, he can eliminate Brett from the division picture with a win and a Brett loss. Then in our final game for Week 11, we have Travis taking on EJ. Travis looking to also, like Trent, not be one of the first teams eliminated, while EJ just looks to really stay afloat. We got some great matchups in Week 11. To be honest, looking at these matchups, I don't know that it could have been scripted any better before the season started. So good luck to everyone this week, except Hayden. We got a lot of meaningful games, and we're about to start our second round of divisional games next week. So again, good luck to everyone except Hayden.